The episode begins with Kane and the Dark Prince, Seth, in the forest as they try to get rid of the giant dragons and insects that roam the land. They use their powers to kill them, and Kane knows that it's Aaron who is behind all of this. Aaron appears and reveals that he has been waiting for Kane for a long time, and now the game has begun for him. Then Seth asks Kane to let him take charge in this area while Kane goes to target the mastermind. Seth will summon his followers to eliminate these monsters, but they might end up losing some of the forest in the process. Kane agrees to his plan but warns him not to go overboard. Kane then goes to confront Aaron while Seth moves with Dalmatia to continue their fight. Later, the people of the kingdom hide in the castle, and Nina, Kane's teacher, tries to count the number of monsters present but fails. Every time she remembers that there are fewer monsters, more appear at an alarming rate. Frustrated, she decides to go to Kane in the forest because no matter how powerful he is, they don't know the number of monsters there. She also wants to act as a teacher, even if it's just for once, as her brother and Nina see her doing so. They decide to go with her because they have no other choice. So, everyone goes to the forest to confront the monsters and stop their advance. Afterward, Sia appears and summons his loyal followers. This group is surprised because the Dark Prince rarely calls upon them since they are the four kings. Sia informs them that a friend of his has requested his help, and they can exert their control over the situation. They ask about this friend who is so important to Sia that he would make such a request. Dalmatia appears from behind them, and Sia welcomes them warmly. They are shocked to see him because the great demon leader shouldn't be there. Dalmatia informs them that Sia's friend, who he contracted with, also requested his help, and they were surprised that Sia had contracted with one of them. Dalmatia tells them that this person is incredibly powerful, which is why Sia made a contract with them. Sia then promises to explain everything later, but the important thing is that this person ordered them to protect this place. Later on, Kane is on his way to Aaron, facing countless insects and using his fire power to kill many of them. However, he can't get rid of them due to their overwhelming numbers. When he reaches Aaron's location, he launches a powerful fire strike, but Aaron manages to block it and taunts Kane, saying that he expected nothing less from the pampered old dog of the ancients. He arrived here faster than expected. Kane accuses Aaron of being behind all of this as the Black Dragon initiating this massive attack. Aaron confirms his role but unfortunately, only a part of him has been revived, so he had to borrow this body. He then launches a powerful strike at Kane. Kane asks him to stop the monster's attack that follows, but Aaron ignores him completely and mocks him because all the monsters will devour the humans, leaving no one in this kingdom. He also wonders how long his friends can hold out, and the battle between them begins. And Seth's followers attack the monsters to get rid of them. When Nina and her friends see them, Nina says that they are eliminating some of the monsters and that they might be friends of Kane. Seth uses his power and summons many people, telling them to eliminate as many monsters as possible and leave the rest to the humans. They then go to the teacher, and Nina says that there are more monsters than she can count. They start casting spells and engage in a battle with the insects. Meanwhile, Kane confronts the monster in front of him. Kane speaks to the monster, mentioning that its eyes are the same as those of the people he sealed. The monster taunts Kane, saying that it has been waiting to see him suffer. They engage in a fierce battle, with Kane using his power to strike the monster, and the monster retaliating. Later, Kane's friends join the fight against the insects, using all their strength to combat them. Kane manages to escape from the monster's attack and questions how long it can endure. Hakuo and Gwyn come to their aid, attacking the monster. However, the monster strikes Hakuo, causing him to fall. On the other hand, the teacher, Nina, is unable to move after casting her spell. Cloud encourages her not to give up and tells her that she only has one life, so she shouldn't surrender so quickly. The monster then attacks her. Suddenly, Tijuana appears and saves them, stating that she has been holding back the monster's advance all this time. She mentions that reinforcements have arrived, and the enemy's defensive lines are strong. She is determined to defend the front line but refuses to let Cloud fight alone. She insists that they protect him together. The monster attacks Hakuo and Gwyn with its power, but Kane comes to their rescue. He tells them that if they have a friend or someone they love, they would protect them no matter how troublesome it is. Kane unleashes a powerful attack on the monster, emitting a blinding light. Everyone is amazed by the light, and Kane continues to fight the dragon with all his might. He vows to protect the smiles of everyone and recalls his parents during the fierce battle, which further strengthens his power. Suddenly, Hakuo and Gwyn stop him, informing him that he has caused significant damage in the area. They mention that he was fighting the Black Dragon and that it was terrifying. They see the destruction caused by Kane's attack. However, it becomes clear that Kane's attack was successful in defeating the dragon, but he went overboard. The monsters retreat into the forest, and the town is safe. The people rejoice, grateful to Kane for protecting them. Afterward, Kane meets his adventurer knight friends who are overjoyed to see him. His wife, the knight, embraces him, along with his other friends. Kane is happy because he protected all their smiles and was able to help the people. The Dark Prince and his companion acknowledge that Kane is a kind and beloved person. Later, the king speaks to Kane about a pillar of light that was seen ascending into the sky. It was visible even from the capital. Some mistakenly found it very frightening. The king wonders who caused it, and some believed it to be a terrifying phenomenon. Then Kane tells the king that he was actually fighting a black dragon in the forest. He cast a spell, but the average magic was not powerful enough. So, he used an emperor-level magic that impressed the king. The king asks him not to use such immense magic again, as he repeatedly warned him to control himself. Kane also informs the king that a man was seen casting magical spells in the air above the forest, and he tells the king that it was the work of the Dark Prince. The king becomes even more surprised and exhausted. He decides that he will not only hand over the throne to Kane but also make him marry Telestia. However, Kane's friends refuse the idea, but the king wants to give him something precious as a reward for his bravery and for the future of his beloved Telestia. So, he grants him a special territory. The next day, everyone gathers at the king's castle to reward Kane. The king announces that he will grant Kane the territory of Durontal and promote him to the rank of Viscount. From now on, Kane will be known as Cain von Silford Durontal. With this name, he will dedicate himself to serving the kingdom. Kane humbly accepts it for the prosperity of the kingdom of Iceford. The king's daughter is surprised to see that Kane has received the territory of Durontal, congratulates him, and informs him that the Adventurers Guild would like to support Durontal. Many nobles have been appointed to oversee the town. They will flee afterward. Kane is a bit fearful but very excited about the opportunity to build an entirely new town where everyone can smile and work together. Kane's friends agree to go to the town together but ask him not to go overboard. Later, when Kane arrives there, the town's guard is shocked to see him with the rank of A. The soldiers welcome him and request his entry into Durontal. Then, the king asks the soldier about what happened after Kane's arrival in the town. They inform him that when Kane arrived in Durontal, he was sentenced to execution by the guild during a welcoming ceremony. However, he surprised them by welcoming them in his own way and casting multiple fire spells, asking them to avoid it. Everyone was astonished by his power, and the arena was significantly damaged. Later, the two individuals discuss what happened in the arena today, and they mention that the person who destroyed it had silver hair. Kane was present and overheard this conversation. Suddenly, they shout at a girl to bring them drinks, and she rushes to serve them. One of them hits her and knocks her to the ground. This infuriates Kane, who dismisses the adventurers one by one. But that was not the end of it. The guards arrest Kane afterward. Then the girl tells him that Durontal has become so bad to this extent. After that, we see Kane telling his wives that when they took him there for the first time, he didn't believe the things he saw. Suddenly, the Dark Prince appears, desperately seeking Kane's help because his wife found out about his betrayal and banished him from the castle. Then his wife reveals herself and her name is Levani. She is happy to meet Cain and his daughters. And she apologizes for her husband's actions. The girls are amazed by her beauty and are very impressed with her. Then she tells Cain that she will get an explanation from her husband later. In anger, she asks Cain for his opinion on the matter. Cain tells her that such a thing is unforgivable, which shocks the Dark Prince. He replies to Cain, asking how he could even consider another woman when he has such unparalleled beauty. His wife is delighted to hear this, and they inform the Dark Prince that she used to be a gentle girl before they got married, warning Cain to be cautious as women change after marriage. This angers her greatly. Then the girls tell Cain that he had said beautiful things to her before marriage, and they exchanged marriage vows, so betrayal is unforgivable. The wife of the Dark Prince is pleased because they said what she wanted to hear, and she directs a menacing look towards Cain, warning him that if he does anything to make these two girls cry, he knows what will happen. Then she takes her husband and they leave for their home. Afterward, Cain continues his conversation with the king and tells him that Cain stormed the church complaining that they were demanding a lot of donations. This shocks the king and everyone else. The adventurer says that when the secret society attacked the priest under the cover of darkness, Cain was already there and easily drove them away. The king is surprised that things have reached this point. The adventurer tells him that it has gone even further, as Cain has built a massive wall. At this point, the seven greats rejoice because there are still many things they want Cain to do. The girls are shocked to learn that Cain has built a huge castle that is even more impressive than their father's castle, which angers everyone. Cain apologizes to them for that. And thus, the episode ends. Stay tuned for the next episode, as there is still more to discuss. But don't forget to subscribe to the channel and activate the notification bell to receive updates on everything new.